This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. What's happening, homie? What's happening, sisters? What's happening, black family out there? This is the founder of the New Black World Order, King Shah, and I would like to say for the family and talk about today why I support Sarnetta TV, right? I've been watching Sarnetta TV for at least 7 or more years, right? I stumbled across the brother's page, and when I found it, I fell in love almost instantly with the characters and the subjects that was on there, because these are things that I was debating on my streets right here in Richmond, and when I found the channel, there was the subjects that I was talking about right there, and there was the participants, and I never saw that done like that, on film in one place, and it was just awesome. It was brilliant, and I wanted to see who was behind this. And so when I went to the channel, I realized that the guy that's screaming out there with the bullhorn or whatever was Sarnetta. Had on the red, black, and green battle, fatigue wear clothing, the black military with the black boots and all of that, so I began to examine the channel. I began to examine the people that was on the channel. Already knew about the doctrines that the people had. I just had to get to know the people. And so at that particular time, I had just was at the end of my rope with trying to unite black people in a nice way, talking nice to them, avoiding debates, even though I had already been through debates, right? And it was a reason why I wanted to avoid debates, because long before YouTube, long before the internet, we used to debate in real time, in real life, out on the street in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm pretty sure this was taking place all over the country. And little known to most people, you guys got the best end of the debates, because when we was coming up, it was real fights. I mean, things that ended in bloodshed and death conversations all through the 90s on Broad Street, in Richmond, Virginia. The Ansars, they were called the Ansar Allah community at that. I was in the Nation of Islam. They had every group represented on our strip, just like on 125th that you see where Sarnetta and them be at. And they used to debate. I mean, and shit got hot. Shit got, pretty heated. You guys are doing it the nice way, because when we used to debate, somebody left in an ambulance, And so when I saw this taking place without the fights, I was like, oh yeah, we finally arrived. This is the place. So I was in. Sarnetta TV was my thing. I replaced television, everything with Sarnetta TV. And one thing I realized, family, is that when we was debating, and before then, I realized that my people was divided, and I realized that somebody was controlling our division. And by realizing that somebody was controlling our division, I realized that somebody had put their hands on what divided us. Somebody had took ownership of our divisions and was like a puppet master, puppeting our division all over the place and in the direction they chose to. And so one thing I had learned about debating long before YouTube is that if we could get control of our divisions, or that which is divisive and that which divides us, right? I realized that from debating on the street, but I never could find a way to do it. And so when I found Sarnetta TV, I saw what I was thinking about operating alive in real time. And so that's what I chose to watch Sarnetta TV. And like I say, I was against the debates because we had already went through it, and I saw kind of some of the end results of debates with people who were too emotional, people who were too religious. They would attack you if you manifested a truth to them that put their religion in the number 2, number 3, or number 4 spot, right? Because it's about enjoying that number 1 spot. And when the religious adherent or subscriber Well, his ideology can't share that because a truth was manifested that bumped them out of that spot. They get emotional, they get religiously involved and want to attack you. And so when I thought about it, I say, Sign Out of TV gives us a great opportunity, right, to take ownership and take control of our divisions out of the hands of our enemies. And then we could own it. We could put our hands on it and we could puppet, right? We could through theater, right? Because through theater, you can give a person a storyline and you can walk them through the story. So once we own our division, once we choose what the fuck we talk about it, when we fucking talk about it, that's power. And that was a powerful thing that Sign Out of TV did, was take our division back from our enemies and place it back in our hands. And if you look at it truthfully, we have it in our hands, right? I founded Black Unity Day in Richmond, Virginia, right? Me and my wife came up with that idea 3 to 4 years ago, right? It spread to 3 different cities now. Richmond, Martinsburg, West Virginia, and Garfield of the Dagger Squad is attempting to do that in New York. But this was our 3rd annual year doing that. And people say, how were you able to get that many groups together in one spot, King Shah? How was the New Black World Order able to do that? Well, a lot of tactics that I use love and hate, right? There were people that see when people love you enough and hate you enough because you're stirring the pot, right? They will come see you just to love you or hate you, but they all will be in the building, right? So with these debates, you just couldn't, if you just outright told the Negro, yeah, unite, y'all need to work together, they're not going to goddamn do it. So what I learned from Sign Out of TV, the tools, the methodologies that I learned from that brother Sign Out, as much as y'all like to condemn him and talk about him, the brother taught me some very, very interesting methods of how to gather black people together. So I took that from Sign Out, right? Not the topics, not the doctrines or the narratives. For I knew that long before there was internet. And I knew how to debate, but I never took it with the intent that was shown to me just by observing Sign Out of TV. And for this reason, this is why I support the Sign Out of TV Awards, right? And I'm also putting in my bid, right, to be nominated for boots on the ground activities, right, here in Richmond, Virginia. Here in Richmond, Virginia, I'm doing the work, right? I got a body of work to prove it. And I would like to share some of that work or claim of work from what I learned from watching Sign Out of TV, Black News 102, right? All the way back 7, 8 years ago when I started watching Sign Out of TV, right? And I've stayed out of a lot of the controversy that takes place at Sign Out of TV for one purpose and one purpose only. I don't really like the limelight. I really don't like to be out in front. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is over the years, I have offered certain suggestions by typing them into the Witchcom. And I appreciate Sign Out for picking up some of the things that I suggested that he do. And like Sign Out said, one of the reasons why he listened to certain people is because you go to their channel, you see they doing the work. They're not just criticizing, but they're doing the work. So on that note, brothers and sisters, peace and blessings. Please support the Sign Out TV Awards, right? Because Roland Martin is gone. There is no more black media, strong black media, and authentic and genuine as Sign Out TV. So, you know, big up to Sign Out TV. And I just like to say, let me hear you say Sa Netta. This has been another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper.